Mike, fun time of year. You always know it's going to be spring has arrived when the NCAA Tournament is going on.
Despite the weather.
And you will be traveling to Philadelphia, maybe even Washington to catch these games.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Blogs, give a little shout out to your blog.
Billy
here.
Pulitzer visited. We'll be blogging, live blogging, I hope, and also some stuff in the paper.
Stuff in the paper. Did the committee get it right this year? How close were they this year? Is this a good year or bad year for these guys?
I thought they. I mean, I don't know if I don't know. It's hard to quantify that, but I mean, I look at it. I don't see any outrages here. I don't see any absolute frauds that are in, and I don't see any, absolute, overwhelmingly deserving teams who were out. So
right.
I think they did okay. I think they rely too heavily on the RPI. I think of the 37 at-large teams, like 1 through 36 ranking in the RPI, those teams got in. So I think the RPI is flawed enough that maybe you shouldn't rely on it that much. But the final product, who got in, who got out, I'm fine with it.
It's obvious they have a bias against the state of Virginia, though, because
yes,
it used to be Virginia Tech, now it's Virginia slated. But I'm still saying, you know what, I don't think that, I don't hear as much of an outcry. A couple of years ago we heard about Drexel, but there's not that many people screaming this team should have got in. Maybe because you're taking 68 now, it sort of helps with that.
And I think part of that also,
number.
I think part of that also is people have a natural affinity for the little guy, and I think this year the committee generally favored the little guy. 11 teams from non-BCS conferences got at-large bids, which is the second highest ever. The highest ever is 12.
And I think some of these we call these mid-majors. Well, they're not. These guys are becoming pretty good powerhouses. The Butlers of the world have jumped into the Atlantic 10. You got the Wichita States and so forth that are pretty formidable anymore.
The committee really liked the Atlantic 10. Really liked the Mountain West, which I'm not saying they're wrong. Really was not crazy about the ACC apparently. And was really not crazy about the Pac-12 or whatever it is.
Whatever, 10, 12, whatever
10,
they are
whatever
now.
it is.
Yeah, Oregon is, what, a 12 seed?
A 12 seed.
And I think they're ranked 25th in the nation. It's a lot of these at-larges jumped ahead of them in the rank.
Yep.
Watch out for the Midwest. They had, I think, the third best strength of schedule out there. New Mexico and UNLV are two teams especially to be watching in this tournament, I think.
Absolutely. Those teams are. And one of the things they did, the Mountain West did, is if you play Division II teams, it doesn't count against your RPI, and they scheduled 14 games. That league scheduled with Division II teams, so maybe they're gaming the RPI a little bit, which
interesting.
God bless them.
More power to them.
Yeah.
So we could see New Mexico playing Millersville next year, possibly on the
Absolutely.
schedule.
Absolutely.
Do you see any surprises in the seedings? Anything? I'm drawing to maybe a Duke that since they've become healthy, have maybe, I think it's one loss on the year, and they're a 2 seed. Maybe a lot of people thought maybe they should have been a 1.
They have one loss, and that was in the ACC tournament where they may not have been fully invested, and where they were playing Maryland and had to thought they were on the bubble.
Since they got Kelly back.
And they beat Louisville. They beat Ohio State. They beat high seeds. They beat Miami. They also got pounded by Miami. So, but I mean, they have a lot of good wins in their schedule. So you could make that argument. But 1, 2, very negligible difference.
You mentioned Miami. Miami's the other one that jumps out to me. They got a 2 seed. Usually the team that wins the ACC regular season and the tournament gets that number 1 seed.
I'm sure it's been a long time since that happened, where one team did both of those things that did not get a 1. You're absolutely right. But I think, again, a little bit of a downplaying of the ACC.
But overall, you're looking at this as this should be. It looks like they got it right this year, and this could be a real fun tournament the way this is set up.
It's a hard thing to do. It's impossible to do perfectly. I think they did fine.
We got another segment. We're going to do our predictions in that segment. Look for it.